What is up, everybody? Welcome to the PGH Chris Show on PGH Chris TV. I am your host, PGH Chris. Today, we got some interesting things to react, respond, talk about, whatever it is you want to call it. Omar Khan today is he's in Indianapolis, obviously for the combine. The Steelers, Pittsburgh's getting ready to host a draft. He's been asked questions. Some of the questions I think are bullshit, but you guys you guys are going to be here with me to determine that. So with that being said, guys, let's get into the video. Before we start, let's hear a word from our sponsor, our affiliate of the channel, G Fuel Energy. So Omar Khan was answering some questions today, and he gives the most Tony Khan. I mean, the last name's Khan. If you know who Tony Khan is, for all my wrestling fans, you guys can make this comparison. He's giving the most Khan answer I've ever seen in my life. Let's talk. I wanted to say this for tomorrow's edition of the PGH Chris Show, but this obviously ties in to what I want to talk about. And honestly, I got to talk about it now because of this specific question. Listen to Omar Khan's answer when being asked about Aaron Rodgers.
So, nothing new to add. I've been in communication with Aaron. I think Mike has. I know Mike has also. We've got good communication, honest communication. But nothing new to report there. So, happy to take any questions.
Do you have a deadline?
No deadline. All I'll tell you guys is I don't foresee this going like it did last year. So.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. We know this is going to be the exact same situation this year that happened last year. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, Mark Cobley, the Steelers correspondent for the Pat McAfee Show. Guys, that was not me fucking breathing in the background. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. Stop fucking breathing into your mic. Now, Omar Khan says he doesn't anticipate this going on like it did last year. I disagree. I see this exactly playing out like it did last year. Why? Because if Aaron Rodgers wants to decide in the last second, the last day before training camp, that he wants to come out and be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's going to do it. And Omar Khan's not going to stop it. Mike McCarthy sure as fucking hell ain't going to stop it. Nobody's going to stop it. This is why you should have signed Aaron Rodgers to a 2-year deal. Because, again, you signing him for a 1-year deal, I already knew we were going to end up in this position. What's Aaron Rodgers? You notice how all those reporters all at once said the exact same question. Is there a deadline? No, there's no deadline. That is ridiculous. There should be a fucking deadline. The deadline should be the NFL draft. You know, the same fucking NFL draft that's being hosted in Pittsburgh, where we could get a quarterback, even though we already kind of have one, which I want to talk about right now. Let's listen to Omar Khan talking about Will Howard. Just listen to it.
Yeah, so we mentioned Aaron, but look, we're all in this. We all agree that we're looking for that next franchise guy. We're not there yet, and we may have the guy on the roster. We don't know. And Will, we're excited to work with Will.
First off, let me say this: you're not there yet, is because you refuse to fix the problem. You refuse to, again, put those bandages on the situations that need stitches, and you're allowing this to continue on. That's why we're not there yet. Do we have him in the building? Maybe. Now, I know injuries cost this guy a real opportunity to show what he can do in the preseason. You better have him being your starting quarterback this preseason. That's all I'm going to say. Keep playing the video.
But we know that has to be addressed, and we're all looking for the same thing. We're just not there yet.
Do you feel like that person is potentially in this year's draft class?
There's some good players in here. It's early. We have to go through the process. I will say that I should have mentioned. We're excited to work with Will. Coach McCarthy. he's talked about how much he liked Will coming out, and him and I have spent some time watching his practice tape. Obviously, we didn't have the ability to watch him in games, which would have been good. He got hurt in the preseason, but we watched all the practice tape and seen the progression, and there's some exciting stuff to see.
All right. So let's talk about that for a second. You guys saw practice tapes of him and McCarthy. Been watching practice tapes of Will Howard. I understand the collegiate level and the NFL level are two completely different things. But this is my thing. Why don't you just give Will Howard a chance? Why do you need to see how he practices in training camps and the Steelers, all that? I understand his injuries, but he's a national champion, guys. Do you motherfuckers not watch any college football? Do these guys watch college football? I don't think they do. Will Howard shouldn't have went as late in the draft as he did. The Steelers are even lucky enough to have him. Guys, you guys see that fucking thing right there? I'm not being biased. I am an Ohio State fan who has seen this kid play. I know what, dude, his size is ridiculous for a quarterback who's mobile. You wouldn't think Will Howard is a mobile quarterback, but holy hell can that kid run. It is hard for defenders to bring Will Howard down. And mind you, if Will Howard sees you one-on-one, especially backside all alone, he's going to throw you the ball. He's going to give you another maybe 3 or 4 yards out so you could actually run and get the ball. Dude knows how to throw deep balls. That's why Mike McCarthy, you could believe that he is so high on Will Howard, that he is excited to see what Will Howard can do. Because I believe that. Because I think Mike McCarthy, he has an eye for young quarterback talent. I'm not going to sit here and say that Mike McCarthy isn't going to help Will Howard, blah, blah, blah. No, I trust Mike McCarthy to, at this point, direct the Steelers in a good position to get that future quarterback, like Omar Khan says in these videos. We're not there yet. Okay, Mike McCarthy could be the guy to get there. But let's talk about right now. What are we going to do right now? You have to give Will Howard a chance, guys. There's no way that we need to sit here for another couple of months wondering what we're going to do with Aaron Rodgers. Move the fuck on. And you know what? If you don't trust the Will Howard, maybe you want to give him another year under another quarterback. Maybe you don't want to draft the quarterback this year. You know what you do? You put on your big boy pants. You pull out your checkbook. You pull out your phone and you go out there and you get a big name quarterback on the market, whether it's a free agent, whether it's through a trade, something to get the Steelers a better quarterback for the next couple of years, not just for one, not just for 2, 3, until we figure shit out, not flip-flopping and hot potatoing and what we like to call it in the pro wrestling world with world champions. Now I cannot get my pro wrestling brain to think. I'm frozen. But transitional. We're getting transitional quarterbacks. We don't want transitional quarterbacks. We want the future. We haven't had that in almost 20 years. Put something in Will Howard. He's a national champion. He's sitting right in your locker room. Stop letting Aaron Rodgers dictate the fucking off season. Stop it. Stop letting Aaron Rodgers do what he wants. It is ridiculous. There are a couple more things I do want to get into. Real quick, Omar Khan was asked about his relationship with Mike Tomlin, which I guess let's take a look and listen to what he said.
Coach Tomlin, it's been an honor and a privilege to have worked side by side with him for so long. He was a great partner, and I'm always going to appreciate the times that we had. And we had a shared vision, and it was great. And I learned so much. And
Stop. Same shared vision, my freaking ass, bro. That you're such full of shit. Omar. Same vision. Why is he out the door? Why haven't the Steelers won a playoff game in 10 years? You guys did not have the same vision. If you guys had the same vision, he'd still be here. Now, granted, I'll give Omar Khan some slack. He's only been the GM since 2022. But in the last couple of years, you've done nothing but put bandages on situations that need stitches, and you've done nothing but overpay for a fucking defense that turned out to be one of the best defenses in the league. And before I talk about that, before I talk about what he said about Jalen Ramsey, one more word from our sponsor, G Fuel Energy. All right, quick timeout in today's video. I want to talk to you guys about our sponsor, G Fuel Energy. If you're anything like me, you're locked in for late nights, breaking down games, watching wrestling, gaming, or just grinding content and coffee isn't cutting it anymore, this is where G Fuel comes in. No sugar, no crash, just clean energy that keeps you focused on pregame all the way through overtime. Whether I'm live, recording, or locked in the slate of games, G Fuel keeps me going. They've got a ridiculous lineups of flavors, collaborations, and a whole other group of well-known content creators a part of the movement. So you're definitely going to find one that hits. This is legit energy for creators, gamers, and sports fans who don't slow down. Use promo code PGHChris when you check out. It saves you money and supports the channel, which you guys know I appreciate more than ever. Again, that's G Fuel Energy /PGHChris, or use my promo code PGHChris for 20% off checkout. Now, let's get back into the video. So, like I mentioned before we went to the break, Omar Khan does nothing but put bandages on situation that needs stitches, doesn't do anything to progress the offense, specifically the quarterback, but the entire offense as a whole, and overpays for a fucking defense that turned out to be one of the top 20 defenses out of 32 fucking teams. Probably top 25. Guys, this is what Omar Khan said about being asked about Jalen Ramsey and how Jalen Ramsey could be used this upcoming season. Play the clip.
Omar, you guys brought in Jalen Ramsey to be, cornerback. He started the year there, switched to safety. Where do you guys see his future with you guys as far as planning forward with him, as a potential leader for your secondary?
Yeah, Jalen. I can't see enough good things about him. His approach to the game is really awesome. His preparation. His role will kind of shake out. With the new coaching staff as he comes in, but he's got versatility. That's the beauty of Jalen. If you can play him at corner, he can play corner, nickel, safety. There's a lot of different things he can do. You can blitz him. It's exciting. I know the new coaching staff's excited to work with him, and I can't say enough about what he did for us early in the season. He switched positions. Hadn't practiced at all spring, and he went in there and he did it for us. He's one of the most unselfish football players I've been around.
I mean, that's a valid question. Again, I want to make sure I'm telling you guys who are asking these questions and who are giving the videos. We got Christopher Carter, obviously, who asked that recent question. We have Alan Sanders, who asked about the Mike McCarthy question. 93.7 asked about Mike Tomlin. And Mark Kalabi, correspondent for the McAfee Show, asked about Rodgers. And Nick Farrenball, also doing the work. Brooke Pryor, DK from DK Pittsburgh Sports, all those guys out there. Want to make sure I'm giving all these guys the proper credit, because without their work, without their reporting and videos, us content creators that stay home and talk about it have nothing to talk about. So I want to make sure I give all those guys credit and the proper respect they deserve for being out there and asking the questions that we want to know. So shout out to all you guys, and keep doing up the good work. Keep doing up the good work. But I that's the one thing I agree with Omar on this. He talked about he can blitz. He plays safety when you need him to. You can get him off there, have him in the nickel and blitz and all that good stuff. Yeah, I like Jalen Ramsey. Again, we do need a better secondary as a whole. He can't be our entire secondary. I think Joey Porter Jr. has to improve again. And I'll make more videos and talking about all that in the future. But Omar Khan, basically in hindsight, I mean, he also was asked about re-signing Nick Herbig. Omar Khan said he'd like to have him around for a long time. So I like that. We'll see. I mean, look, I know I came at Omar Khan for the Aaron Rodgers situation. That's just a situation that we cannot continue to entertain. We cannot continue to just sit here and wait. I'm sick of it. Let's go out there. Let's determine our future. Let's go get it. Let's build for it. Let's stop putting the bandages on the situations that need stitches and go out there and find ourselves that next franchise quarterback. That's all I'm on Omar Khan about. That's why I feel like we brought him in back in May of 2022. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously we have a whole new coaching staff, which I'll talk about that. I'll talk about the draft. I'll talk about it being in Pittsburgh, all that good stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Shout out to Omar. He has a lot going on right now. He's scouting. He's dealing with media. I know it's been a while since he did that, so I'm not gonna go on him too hard for the other questions. But when it comes to Rodgers, Will Howard quarterback situation, that is the one thing I will be on Omar Khan's case about until it gets figured out. Whenever that is, I'll give him his credit. But till then, thank you guys for being here with me. See you guys in the next one. Don't forget, follow Sports Jedi Media. That is Dude Wipes, the official sponsor of Sports Jedi Media, as well as Blackout Coffee. Use code Sports Jedi 20 to save 20% off Blackout Coffee. And again, G Fuel Energy. We appreciate the partners and sponsors that support us, and we'll see you guys in the next one.